Back in the 80s and the 90s, crime nationwide was on the rise. Young people were committing a lot of violent crimes. People thought that we have to move these juveniles out of the system and place in the adult systems. So it was more of they've done a serious crime. We're not really concerned about why they did it. We just know that that's what they did and they deserve punishment as an adult. Once we determine that we are going to try a juvenile as an adult, they really don't have anything to look forward to. I am working with a group of people, a representative and a senator from Tennessee State.
Can we use y'all's conference room?
To pass a bill that gives juveniles who have been sentenced to long terms, such as the 51 years, to give them an opportunity for an early release.
So we want to include in the legislation that it's not just going to be an automatic thing, that you actually have to show that the person has been rehabilitated, that they're going to be a benefit to society. You have to weigh the seriousness of the offense. If a person was 17 and they killed 5 people as a serial killer, obviously the likelihood of reoffense is a lot higher than a one-time incident where something went terribly wrong.
We refer this as our juvenile justice bill. It would eliminate juveniles from being sentenced to life without parole. Those who have been tried and convicted as adults and sentenced, it would give them an opportunity to have their sentence reviewed by a judge after 15 years.
That's after the time that their brain has fully developed.
Once that frontal lobe develops, once they have impulse control, once they are able to make better choices, they are absolutely different people than the people that we sentenced to 51 years in prison.
There's a maturity in your thinking as you grow and you realize, I probably shouldn't do that, or this is going to affect the rest of my life.
They are children, and they are not able to make those conscious decisions and really weigh and understand the finality of some of the decisions that they're making. Then you add to that problems with maybe substance abuse or physical or sexual abuse or trauma.
This bill is not saying to undo the punishment. The punishment is there by being convicted and incarcerated, but what further will be gained by further incarceration?
When somebody's been wronged, there is a demand for justice to make the wrong right. What we need to be careful with is that we're just not tough on being just. There has to be a balance.
You are never going to be able to use the criminal justice system to make every victim feel vindicated or to have them really get the justice that they deserve.
Not everybody's going to be happy with every decision you make. But at the end of the day, each legislator has to find for him or herself where the competing issues balance. It's not really a Republican issue or a Democratic issue, it's a human issue. It's a matter that cuts across labels of all kinds.
More than being a Democrat or Republican, we need to look at people as individuals. You have to be willing to understand a different perspective. More than being open-minded, I'm willing to look at it from your lenses. I might not agree when I look through your lenses, but I'm going to do my best to understand your perspective. When the most conservative state in the union stands up and does something different with how we sentence juveniles, you can be sure that people watch.
It puts us on the progressive side of the nation, and it steps us up to a leader in the country for juvenile justice and criminal justice reform.
If we are able to pass this legislation at 15 years, it will be a game changer for the nation.
Especially for our juveniles, when they make these mistakes, if they can show that they have learned, that they're remorseful, that they're ready to start life over again, we should always give them an opportunity to do that.